Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video is actually going to be part of the 30-day video challenge, and it's actually September. This is the pre-fish video for the tournament, but I wanted to walk you through it because I think there's 4 days of footage, and it's just kind of all over the place. So I just wanted to walk you through, first of all, what this tournament is, and who's fishing it, the guys, YouTubers other than myself, and basically the rules of it, and what do we get to win, and of course, what is my game plan? What was my game plan going into this tournament? So to start this off, what is this tournament? This actually started back in July. If you haven't seen the 1v1 challenge with myself and Matt from 3 Pound Crappie Fishing, I'll link that below. You can click on that to watch it. Matt reached out to me, said, hey, we should do this a virtual fishing challenge, something we can do over the phone, because in order to travel to these lakes and try to collaborate, I mean, for me to go down to Matt, he's in Southern Illinois, it's like a 9-hour drive. For the other two guys, Hook City and SK, that'd be like probably over 20 hours drive for me. So this is probably the best way we can do these tournaments. Now, to explain what this is a 1v1v1v1. We really gotta, I don't know if we're gonna do this type of thing again, but this is a 4-man tournament, every man for himself. Huge shout out to Grizzly Jig and Slime Line for sponsoring this thing. I cannot thank you enough. Grizzly Jig put up $200 in store credit for first place, $100 in store credit for second place. Slime Line sent a big box of line, which we will all be doing a giveaway for some of that slime line, so look for those videos coming up real soon. We wanted to start having competitions between YouTubers that was friendly competition. Obviously there's some cash value thanks to Grizzly Jig and Slime Line, but we wanted to try and collaborate and share each other's channels, share each other's audiences, and we thought this is the best way we can do it, especially in the crappie fishing world. You see bass fishing tournaments all the time, but as far as crappie fishing tournaments, there really isn't a whole lot of people that film crappie fishing tournaments, and I know this isn't like the Cabela's Crappie Trail or something like that, but these guys are experienced. Let's go into talking about these guys. The YouTube tournament, obviously it's a four-man tournament. Winner, it's the biggest 4 fish, okay? So the biggest 4 fish win this thing. Now, back in, I did a pre-fish video. I did a pre-fish video on this lake. I believe it was a full week before the tournament. I was trying to find some different bodies of water. And I think I guessed 4.5 pounds to win it. Now let's talk about weight. I'm thinking 4.5 pounds. I legitimately, I said this last tournament that 3.5 pounds was gonna take it. But after talking to the guys, and they've been trash talking all week long and showing pictures of the fish they've been catching on their lakes, I honestly think 4.5 pounds is what's gonna win the tournament. Whew, 4.5 pounds is a pretty big weight, considering some of these bodies of water that I fish. I'm lucky to get 2. This YouTube tournament, it was just a great way to collaborate with these guys and share each other's audiences, and hopefully if you're watching this, please go check out all the other pre-fish videos. I'll link them below, or I'll link to the channels below. Matt from 3 Pound Crappie, he's in Southern Illinois. He's the first guy to reach out to me about the 1v1 tournament and set this thing up. He's also the guy that really set up the Grizzly Jig and the Slime Line, who helped sponsor this. Again, thank you guys, thank you Grizzly Jig and Slime Line so much. His channel, I think, here's what my thought is. His channel, he's gonna start fishing the crappie tournament trail in 2019. So my belief is his channel is gonna turn into that of Brandon Polinick, Scott Martin, Jacob Wheeler, kind of showing the actual tournament scene in the crappie fishing universe. We see it all the time in the bass fishing universe, but we rarely see it in the crappie fishing universe. And when we do see it, it's maybe like 2 to 3 minutes. So hopefully that's what I'm thinking that's what his channel is going to be turning into. He's got, I know a lot of you enjoy my sonar videos. He has some phenomenal sonar videos. Plus he has some better electronics than I do. So if you have mega imaging, he's got I don't know how many. I think he's got like a half dozen mega imaging videos. Go click on those, go watch those. But I'm actually looking forward to hopefully some story style videos coming out of the crappie fishing tournaments he's going to be fishing next year. So that's Matt. He's the original guy that set all this up. Matt, thank you so much for setting this up and bringing myself, Hook City, and SK into it. There's some big fish in Southern Illinois. He fishes, his main lakes are Crab Orchard and Lake of Egypt. Lake of Egypt is, and there's also Wren Lake he's pretty close to. I think it's like an hour drive from him. So Wren Lake and Lake of Egypt are regarded as, I think they're regarded as top 25 crappie lakes in the nation. So he's got some big crappie down there. He definitely has some opportunity to win this thing. Hook City and SK Crappie Catching Adventures. So these guys are from Texas. The other two Texas boys. They are probably, I would compare them to a Richard Gene, but they fish quite a few tournaments, especially SK. Besides Richard Gene, they're the two funniest crappie fishing channels on YouTube. So go click on the links below. I think SK has a little more tournament experience. I know he fishes quite a bit in the tournament scene. I think it's a local tournament scene rather than like an all-American crappie trailer, Cabela's crappie trailer, something like that. But both Hook City and SK have a lot of tournament experience. And they're in Texas, okay? Texas fish are big. I don't care if it's crappie, I don't care if it's bass, they are big fish. I definitely had my work cut out for me for this tournament. So let's just go into my thoughts on how I was gonna prepare for this. I actually first tried this lake, and I was fishing this lake most of the summer that I'm on right now. Unfortunately, I think the most weight I ever caught was maybe 1.5 pounds between 4 fish. Every once in a while I'd catch an 11, 12-inch fish, but I couldn't consistently do it to put up 4 12-inch fish in the boat. I couldn't consistently do that. It was slow going. I caught a bunch of, if it was a walleye tournament, I think I'd do all right. Caught those 2 big walleye on that bluegill swim bait that I just posted, I think a couple weeks ago. So this lake was a no-go for me. Now, if you saw some of my spring spawning videos on that lake, I caught some really nice fish, 12, 13, 14-inch crappie in the springtime in the spawn, but I can't find them. I honestly, I don't know where they went. I've tried looking in brush piles. I've tried looking over suspended water, or over deep water, thinking they're suspended. I cannot find them, and when I do find crappie in that lake, they're not big. They're only 8, 9 inches, and that was not gonna cut it for this tournament. So I tried a couple different bodies of water. My slip bobber videos, my live fishing videos, I'd catch, every once in a while I'd catch a 13-inch fish, but you have to consistently put up a 12, 13-inch fish to compete with these guys, because Southern Illinois, Matt in Southern Illinois and the 2 Texas boys, they're going to put up some big numbers. I knew that. I knew they were going to put up big numbers. So the only shot I had was the St. Croix River. And I pre-fished this, I think I've pre-fished this 5 days before the tournament. Yep, that's always fun. I'd been on the river multiple times throughout the summer, but I pre-fished this 5 days before the tournament. And I caught, I believe it was 5 or 6 fish that were over 11 inches. So I knew this is my best chance was to fish the St. Croix River. Unfortunately, there's 2 big problems with the St. Croix River. The first one is these fish, whether it's due to predators, whether it's due to high fishing pressure, or they're just chasing bait fish all over the place due to the currents, bait fish are getting pushed in the currents or whatever, these fish are scattered. They'd be set up on brush piles for 5 minutes. Next 5 minutes, they're suspended over deeper water. Next 5 minutes, they're underneath docks and marinas. They're moving. It was constant. So it was really hard to catch fish. I'd catch one, and then 20 minutes later during when I was pre-fishing, and I'd catch one. 20 minutes later I'd catch another one, then I wouldn't catch one for another hour. So I knew it was going to be tough going into this. I knew it was going to be tough going into the tournament, but I thought this was the best place I had a chance to actually put up some good numbers. The second reason why the St. Croix River is bad, especially in the summertime, the tournament was going to be on a Saturday, okay? And I knew the second half of that tournament, it was going to be a 4-hour tournament. It's going to be 7:30. It was going to be 7:30 to noon, or 4.5-hour tournament. It's going to be a 4.5-hour tournament, 7:30 to noon. And I knew going into it, by 11 o'clock, the big yachts are going to be on the water. and I'm going to be having to battle 4, 5, 6 foot waves, which is really hard to do when you're trying to fish a brush pile. When you're trying to stay on top of a brush pile, it's incredibly difficult to keep your trolling motor on a brush pile in 5 to 6 foot waves. Incredibly difficult. That was my game plan. Go to the St. Croix River, try to get 4 fish in 4.5 hours, and I was gonna jig some brush piles, I was gonna jig open water, and I was gonna try to do some dock shooting by some marinas, because there's a ton of marinas there. All right, so tournament video is gonna be dropping on Tuesday night. Be sure to subscribe to all our channels below. Be sure to click that bell so you get notified when those tournament videos drop, okay? I hope you enjoyed this pre-fish video, talking through all the guys, what it's like. Go check out their pre-fish videos in the links below, their channels in the links below. We'll see you next time. Look forward to the tournament video. We'll see ya.